That is the voice of the head coach, Matt Eberflus, who now has fired his offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. It's pretty astounding, David, when you consider Luke Getsy was fired earlier this year. But
in season by the Raiders.
But he was here at Chicago for 2 years.
And he gave him 2 years to prove himself, and he didn't, and he was fired. That was the Justin Fields era ending. Luke Getsy left town. I think what this reflects as much as anything is the desperation that now exists at Hallis Hall. This is a sense of urgency move. This is a move that is made by a head coach that is wondering where his future might be headed. And it's in the wrong direction right now after 3 straight losses. You don't do this if you're confident you're coming back. You don't do this if you're confident in your own, I think, status and employment position as a head coach.
How many teams have done this?
I think it's happened. I mean,
it's definitely happened.
Yeah, it definitely
I'm just wondering if you can. Listen, people get ill, different things occur, but I'm just trying to remember, can I think of some young coordinator that met his moment and then ended up like we'll have
to do some research there.
I think you're right. It's desperation.
It doesn't come to mind because there are not a lot of examples that are obvious ones. Yeah. This is more addition by subtraction.
Yes.
This is kind of rid yourself of the Shane Waldron influence on your quarterback, on your offense, on your passing game. I'm sorry, but that's the way to look at it. So it's been a busy, newsy morning, Mully. To recap everything that's happened since about 7 o'clock this morning, Crain's Chicago is reporting that the Bears are reconsidering the Michael Reese site for a new stadium, pivoting away from the site south of Soldier Field. That has a lot of ramifications. That's a Kevin Warren move. We'll talk about that as the week continues. But this breaking news within the past hour, Shane Waldron out, Thomas Brown in. The Bears have a new play caller and a new offensive coordinator for Sunday's game against the Packers.
And that's the third of the tenure of the head coach. So he's going with his third different offensive coordinator, and that is never a recipe for long-term employment. This is, as you say, the Bears are 9 games in. There are 17 games in the season. They now play the division portion of the schedule, and that is the most difficult portion of the schedule. They're in the best division in football. The 2 games outside it include last year's Super Bowl representative, the San Francisco 49ers, and a Seattle team that is not a pushover. Let's say it that way.
And is no longer the Shane Waldron revenge game.
No. But unless you're talking about two franchises that have the same bone to pick.
I think when you look at where the Bears are, 4-5 with 8 games left in the schedule, year 3 of Matt Eberflus's regime. Firing your offensive coordinator right now, as we just said and described it as a desperation move, you've got to win more than you lose this year. We said that going into the season. I think at this stage, because you have the teeth of the schedule remaining, if you don't win more games than you did last year, you are essentially giving your boss reason to dismiss you. I think you're giving them grounds for firing. If you're Matt Eberflus, I think you have to look at the second half of the season. You're 4-5 right now. If you don't win 8 games and show progress, I think you're gone. I think you realize that.
Oh, I think we felt that way before the season started. In fact, I think we had him, you got to win this year. This is your win year.
Yeah, but we also always qualified it. It depends on how you get there.
Well, that's true.
How do you get to 9-8? How do you get to 8-9? I think it depends on how you feel after the final game of the season when it's at Lambeau Field. If you lose again and you are 7-10, going nowhere, running in place, you've got to make a move. I know that's 8 games away. It seems like a long time from now, but I can tell you the way you interpret this move this morning is that Matt Eberflus is considering that reality because he knows his future is in jeopardy. And how do you know it? Because Shane Waldron is out as the offensive coordinator.
We have a statement from Matt Eberflus. Here it is. After evaluating our entire operation, I decided that it is in the best interest of our team to move on in a different direction with the leadership of our offense. This decision was well thought out. One, and it was conducted deliberately and respectfully.
Well, that means that he just gave Shane Waldron time to go out with saying goodbye to everybody. Or I don't know that I could not have done this yesterday. I don't think it took all the deliberate evaluation to understand that your offense was going nowhere and you were seeing regression in your quarterback.
Continuing, I would like to thank Shane for his efforts and wish him the best moving forward. Thomas is a bright offensive mind who has experience calling plays with a collaborative mindset. I look forward to his leadership over our offensive coaching staff and his plan for our players. That's Matt Eberflus after firing his offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. Let's get to the phone lines, 312-644-6767. Jose is in the western suburbs. Hey, Jose.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
I just want to say, Shane Waldron, we've been waiting for this. It's time to cook now.
Okay.
I am so excited.
You're excited.
I am. Because who's worse than Shane Waldron?
Well, we're going to find out.
Be careful what you wish
careful
for.
What you ask. Yeah.
You know, I think that there might be a level of excitement and enthusiasm because the Bears are reacting and responding in the way that the fan base wanted them to react and respond. I don't know what changes, but I don't know how much worse it could get. 23 straight possessions without a touchdown, 2 games without a touchdown. You can't go backward any further, can you? Can you?
Yeah. I mean, listen,
Xavier McKinney would say yes, you could.
Have you seen that offensive line?
Have you seen that Packer defense?
Well,
they still lead the league in takeaways. They are a takeaway machine. So this is a huge challenge for Thomas Brown.
But that Jordan Love will throw the ball away for you.
Yeah, he will. He'll throw you the football.
Yeah, get the ball. John's on the Odyssey app. Hey, John.
Hey, guys. Hey, it's been a long time since I spoke to you guys, but listen, that's not good enough. That was not good enough. That's just like pacifying somebody, saying, here, take this little bit and everything's okay. It's not okay.
What else do you want?
What else do you want,
What would you like them to do?
What would satisfy you then?
They should have fired the coach. They should have fired him. He should have been gone and stop it. We ain't gonna win. We might win one more game. We might.
Thanks for the phone call.
Thank you,
They're
buddy.
Not firing their head coach in season. They never have done that historically.
And who are you replacing him with? You know, Thomas Brown, you say what you want about them making a change. At least this guy has performed the role.
At least he's done the job before.
At least he's had to come in during a season and take over the job.
You have nobody on your staff that is qualified or has experience being an NFL head coach, interim or otherwise, and I just don't think that it is realistic to expect them to fire Matt Eberflus 9 games into the season.
But it's worth asking, has Flusy thrown his last Gatsby party?
Well, those come in the summer, and it's fair to wonder if he will still be employed by the Bears next summer.